In this video, I'll show you how to take a post-assessment test. To begin, open up a web browser and navigate to geometric.net. And navigate to the domain that you're working on. For this example, I'm going to use domain 4. And before you take the post-assessment, make sure you've completed each lesson, watching the videos and doing the lab exercise for each lesson. Once you've finished that, come down and click on the post-assessment. Choose the version. You always want to use SMS required. If you do in browser by accident, that's okay. Just exit out of it and come back and redo the assessment in SMS required. We don't allow the in-browser version for credit, so you have to do the SMS required version. And it'll go ahead and load the test up. It'll ask you to download the files. You can see there's several files that will be used, and continue. And again, very similar to the lab, the practice labs and the practice tests. We have our Excel spreadsheet and we have our taskbar area over on the side. I like to dock mine on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that right. Okay, and here we have our tasks. We have our buttons to go forward to the next question, back to the previous question, skip a question, and we have more menu options here. We can change where it's docked. We can save and exit the test. We can see that we've got 9 tasks here. So if you aren't able to complete it all in one sitting, you can save and then resume the test later. We have a summary. And you can see each question here. Cancel. We have the reset. If things get really mixed up on one of your tasks and you want to reset the question back to where it was in the original state, you can click this button. Or if you want to mark something for review. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take this first task and mark it for review so you can see what it looks like. Now notice on the post-assessment, there's no light bulb here, which means that you don't get access to the step-by-step directions. After you finish the post-assessment and you've submitted your answer, you can come back and review your missed questions. And at that point, you can get the step-by-step directions. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to complete a couple of these tasks. Okay, I've gone ahead and I didn't answer all the questions. I did sort of a sample of some of the questions. So let's go ahead and we'll go to our test summary. And you can see here, I've answered in the blue 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not sure if I actually answered all of those or if I really just viewed them. I've marked 2 of them to go back and look at. Now, I actually did this number 9, but it's not showing as marked. So let's go to that question there. And sometimes it seems like on the very last question, rather than going to the test summary, you want to navigate to the next question, that final question, just to make sure that it sends the information in to Geometrics. Okay, and now we can see that we did indeed finish that last question. If there's a question I want to go back to, I can go ahead and just click on that. Maybe I want to go relook at this one. I can hit the go button and it'll take me back to that particular question. Let's go back to the test summary. And once you've got everything to the best of your ability, go ahead and finish the test. If you save the test, it won't grade it. It just saves it out there. Then you have to come back to the test, start it up again to finish it. So I'm going to click on Finish Test, and we'll say yes. Oh, and I did not do very good. Mostly because I think I left a lot of them blank. Now, here's something that you can do that I highly recommend is always go back and review your missed questions. So if we click on this Review Missed Questions, let's just have a quick look here. It looks like I got 3 out of 9 correct. So if I review my missed questions, loads it all up. And it presents it to me. But notice up here, it's only giving me the questions that I missed, that I answered incorrectly. So we can see there's the 6 questions there. The other thing to point out is you do get the light bulb in this. When you're reviewing your missed questions, you get the light bulb. So if you need a step-by-step direction to see how to do this task, it'll give that to you as well. And it will also grade your question before you go on. You can try it again, go back to it, or you can just say continue on to the next question. Once you've completed that, you can just go back to your test summary and finish the test. I always like to click that Finish the Test button. I feel like Geometrics then sort of closes everything out properly, and it helps it not to get confused in the future. Now notice, even if I fixed up all of those questions when I reviewed them, it won't change my score. In order to improve the score, you have to start a new test.